I recently heard multiple stories of people unable to prevent or say anything related to the improper behavior of other family members. Some egregious cases I recently heard was of a group of girls traveling without a mahram and then getting robbed. Another one was about children being excessively online. One was about an unmarried, engaged couple traveling internationally alone. I think the issue has now begun to appear in most families, where you are not allowed to comment on these types of aggressions whatsoever, because you'll often just get some nasty reply akin to, "It's our life, don't tell us how to raise kids, don't tell us how to be husbands, we know what we're doing." I see this problem occurring even in the most traditional Muslim families. Because something that most of us don't recognize is that even though we may have adopted Islam as an operating method externally, we have not actually accepted the framework of Islam as a controlling mechanism internally. There actually no longer exists any sort of moral policing whatsoever, especially in the absence of an Islamic court system. There is no qadi to tell you and punish you for your moral failings. There is no shame from family. There is no actual force that can be applied, even societally or from within a family, to police the moral behavior of individuals. We are now essentially relying on all Muslims to be awliya in order to follow Islam. And even when people do morally fail, like traveling without a mahram and then getting robbed, it further emboldens people. See? All we got was robbed a few dollars. We are fine. We enjoyed the world. Without shame and a culture of moral oversight, what once would have been the climax and epitome of a story, a turning point in the narrative of a character, is now some pit stop in a journey of continuous morally gray adventures that push the boundaries of what is okay further and further into the haram. This is why fiqh is not divorced from government. It was an all-encompassing system. For a time period, this moral policing was carried out through culture, especially before the internet. If someone dared to step out of line and do something haram, a number of people in a family would immediately step in, and the shame of this culture would prevent them from doing haram actions. If you want to look at the power of culture, an example from the seerah is that of Abu Lahab, upon the passing of Abu Talib. Once Abu Talib passed away, the control of Banu Hashim fell to Abu Lahab. And what's interesting is that even though he hated Islam, he said to the Prophet ﷺ, "Be as you were under Abu Talib," i.e., he was offering him the same protection. Why? Because it was within their culture to do so. You took care of your tribe. Now, albeit this didn't actually last very long due to other factors, initially Abu Lahab did extend this protection. It goes to show how much of a part culture plays in the idea of morality. When you have an atomized, individualistic culture, it doesn't matter how Islamic you look on the outside. When you are divorced from the culture of Islam as a society, no moral policing can happen, and over the course of a few generations, everything falls apart. What once would have been prevented by a slap on the wrist by a seemingly annoying auntie or uncle is now ignored and allowed to fester into moral darkness, while etching out a pathway into the lizard hole, eventually tumbling down into kufr.